Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Chelsea, and today I'm starting my very first August vlog on the 1st of August, like a good vlogger does, because it's the start of TBR Quest. Woohoo! Very excited. Very excited. So, TBR Quest is here. It is a new month. I've got so many fun things to do and read and prompts to fulfill, and I'm very excited. And this will be going up on the 5th, so I will include the link down below if you want to join in TBR Quest. You have until the 5th, but I'm English, so I am so far ahead of everyone else who is helping to host this that if you watch this when it goes live at 6 BST, there will still be so many hours in the American day that you can still sign up. If you don't know what TBR Quest is, probably not, but you might not. It is a readathon at the end of the day, hosted in the Keymark Discord, and I've very kindly been asked if I want to help host, and of course I said yes. So I have my very own team. It's called the Chaotic Crusaders. I brainstormed a lot of ideas, and that was the best one that I came up with. I thought I needed to make sure I had chaos in there somewhere. It's kind of part of my brand at this point, and that's fun. So we have 10 prompts. We only need to read 5 of them, plus a secret special prompt, which I will have announced in my team. I'm not going to read it this week, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I will talk about it when it comes up in my reading. There are 10 prompts, you only have to pick 5. The prompts are so broad. It's like any sci-fi book, an indie book, a dark cover. You can read fantasy, you can read sci-fi, you can read whatever you want to read, unless obviously it's specified in the prompt that it needs to be a sci-fi book or it needs to be an indie book, you know. Like you can read contemporary romance, you can read, what else is there, non-fiction, you know, self-help if you really want to. People enjoy that. I do not, but that's fine. We're all individuals. So I have kind of got a list, right? I've kind of got a list of the prompts. Let me put this up here because I've literally finished one vlog and I'm starting the next one. And I'm hoping that the bin men are done so they don't come back. So I have got all of the prompts here on my magical laptop that I'm not going to show you. And I have got an idea of some of the books that I want to read. So, for example, we've got a prompt called Throne Room, features royalty and political intrigue. I've got The Battle Drum written down by Sarah El Arifi because I have got my hold for the audiobook coming in from my library, so that'll be fun. Romantic Involvement, which was for Summer's Ball. I have got These Divine Rivals because, again, that is a library audio hold that I've currently got, and if I don't enjoy it, then I will be sending off my copy of Divine Rivals to a friend, because there's no point holding on to the book if I didn't enjoy it. And yeah, there are so many other things. But there was a point last month, July, where I was going through and trying to plan like a book that I would read for every single prompt, but in the way that my current reading mood is, I am not going to pick too much. I want it to be more mood ready, but I want there to still be a sense of urgency, really, to read these books. So I will, this week, be doing nothing. I will be reading, but I will be doing nothing to like encourage me. And then I'm thinking that I'm gonna do like a spinner wheel or something to cross off any prompts. There'll be quite a few prompts that I don't cross off, obviously, this week. So I want to, yeah, use a spinner wheel to maybe like randomly pick the prompts so that I can randomly pick my next book, or a number generator, or a poll pick, something like that. Maybe get my team involved, just to kind of keep the excitement alive, because when I did Bookopoly, the last time we did it, was it Spookopoly last year? I think so. When I did that, I didn't actually film a TBR for it. I just kind of went with the flow and went, well, what do I want to read? Let's just roll the dice and then pick what speaks to me with that prompt. So that's what I'm going to do. And these prompts, like I've already said, are really, really broad. So if it comes up with weapon on the cover and I, for example, let's say I had like Malice by John Gwynne written down, and all of a sudden I'm like, actually, do you know what? I don't want to tackle that. I could find something else that is speaking to me at that moment in time. So, joy of joys. Reading wise. So I'm currently reading the first binding audibly. I have about 14 and a bit hours left of that. I have carried it over from July. I need to finish it so I can get started on the next book because I have an interview on the 19th with the lovely Lisa. So I have a little bit of time, but I need to listen to that and then read the other one, my e-arc for the other book, because I don't, it's not released yet, so I can't listen to the audiobook. And then there's a couple of book tours that are happening this month. I need to read the second book in the Legacy trilogy so we can do the live show this month, because we didn't manage to do one last month because I got sick, then Lisa got sick, then I got sick, then Lisa was moving. So we're going to do a double whammy and we're going to do a show for both the first and the second books, which is very exciting. So I need to get started on that. I'm reading A Dark Shade of Magic, which is not going to be part of this readathon because rereads don't count, which is sad, but makes sense because the point of the readathon is to cross 5 books off of your TBR. If you have carried it over from July into August, you can still count it. I'm going to see what I end up reading. Hopefully I can read the first book in a series, because I think that's what I would use the first binding for in another sense, because I would like to have read the whole thing in August, but we'll see. We will see. And I'm definitely going to be reading 5 books this month. Minimum. Well, 6, because I have a secret prompt as well. 6 books. I also would like to finish, because I've been reading it recently, Gemina, and so I started this and I put it down for the longest time, and now I've picked it back up again, and I was hoping to finish it yesterday, but I kind of didn't. Well, there's no kinder about it. I really didn't. And I would like to, because it's starting to heat up now. Things are starting to kick off, and there are some pages that literally just have like nothing on them. So it's not as it's quite quick to read in the grand scheme of things, but for some reason it's taking me a while to actually read it. So I want to finish this. So I might pick this up today actually, to try and cross this off. Maybe that's what we'll do this week. This final part of the week, Thursday through to the weekend, I will have my audiobook, I will have this, and maybe I'll pick something else up as well, but I would like to finish this before I pick up anything else physically. And I also need to finish, what else do I need to finish? My Spiffbo reads, because I need to announce my semi-finalists on the 11th. I'm almost finished, but I need to finish that. And also, oh, Jesus, throwing it around. Yesterday, I got book mail, but it literally, I think my neighbour must have caught Jack on the way out to work this morning, because this was not down here when I went to bed, and now it's here when I got up this morning. So, yeah, I know what it is. I'm excited for it. And I could also use this in the readathon, but let's open it and I'll tell you why. Also, this is the first book by this author that I now own in hardback. Oh god, punching myself and my book. That's never good. Oh, it's chunkier than I thought it would be. Does that mean it's going to be massive? It's got pink edges. Dun, da, da, da. Such Charming Liars by Karen M. McManus. I literally own every single book this woman has brought out recently. And it's got pink sprayed edges. It's their last heist and they only have 1 shot, but it only takes 1 shot to die. Oh, it's got little bullet holes on it. Look at it. Look at it. Very cool. So, one of the prompts for TBR Quest is, where does it fit? Switching spell, a book outside your normal genre. So, I would say this counts for that for me, because this is a mystery thriller and I don't read a lot of mystery thrillers. I do own them, I do dabble but I don't own a lot of them, so I can do that now. So this says, Kat and Liam are good at lying. They learn from the best. For all of Kat's life, it's just been her and her mother, except for when her mum was married for just 48 hours to a man with a child of his own, a son named Liam. The two families haven't spoken for the past 12 years. Now Kat's mum is a jewel thief trying to go straight, and she has one last job, swiping a costly necklace at a billionaire's 80th birthday party weekend. And this time, Kat finds a way to make her mother bring her along. But there are other surprise guests. Liam and his father, now a serial scammer who has his own sights set on the billionaire's family. To get what they want, they'll all have to pretend not to know one another. When someone at the compound is shot dead, Kat and Liam realise they might be in the killer's crosshairs next. In this deadly game of lies, the only way to survive is to find the truth first. The shocking new thriller from Karen M. McManus, globally best-selling author of One of Us is Lying. I did really enjoy that series, and it's finally finished. So yeah, that means I can... So I feel like it's very rare, or maybe I've just missed them, for Karen M. McManus books to get hardcovers in the UK. That's why all of mine are paperback. So I'm very glad to get this. I could have waited, let's be honest. I could have waited until it came out in paperback, but I didn't. So now we have this, but I could read this as out of my usual genre. That would work quite well, actually. So we might do that, but I need to finish Gemini first physically before I do anything, because I am going to get better at sticking to what I say. I want to read more. I want to achieve I want this to be my best reading month, this month. I have already seen that JD Ray Reads is doing she's striving to do the highest page count for her. And that sounds really cool. But I feel like even if I read like 5 books this month, I think I could potentially hit my best page count anyways. Because I think my best page count is just over almost like 3,500 pages, which is probably nothing to some of you, but it's quite a lot to me. And this one is already like over 600 of those many pages. So there's this, then there's the first binding, which is huge, and then I'm pretty sure the sequel is the same length, which is gonna be a lot. Then obviously there's Legacy. Legacy is over 700 pages. We got a lot going on. We got high goals this month. High goals. So I'm going to leave this here, and I'll come back and talk to you when I actually have an update. Hopefully that'll be that I've finished this, and we're moving on to something that we have started freshly in August. And then we can go from there. I'm working from home today and tomorrow. Thank goodness. Because it was so hot in the office for the past 2 days. And then Saturday we're going to Jack's parents' house for a barbecue, which will be nice. And then staying over at their house, which is really nice, because it means then if me and Jack want to drink, we can. Instead of one being like, oh, we'll just not. And I'm not a big drinker, so I don't mind not drinking, but it's nice to have the choice. And then, yeah, we'll come back on Sunday and just mong. And then it'll be at the start of a whole new week, which will be good fun. So, yeah. Hoping that even though this vlog is less days, it's still enjoyable for you, and it's still productive for me. So that's what we're striving to do. So let's strive to do it. Start August off on a high. This is going to be a great month for me, for you, all of us. We're going to be great. We're going to smash our goals. I need to stop babbling so I can go and start smashing some of mine. So I'll be back in a bit. It is later. I'm sat in the same spot. I haven't been sat here for the whole time. But it is now later, and I've finished Gemini. 4 stars. Potentially, I don't know. Like, I think for majority of the first half of this book, I was just like, I want to be back with the other characters. Can you tell I've been lying down? Jesus. I'm just distracted by how ragamuffin-y I look in the viewfinder. Anyways, yeah, the majority of, like, the first half of this book I spent sitting there being like, I want to be back with Katie and Ezra, or original characters from the first book. I'm not that invested in the two in this book, Hannah and Nick. Not all that invested, but my goodness, guys, the thing that brought it up to a 4-star, and probably if I had enjoyed, I should really say this better, if I had enjoyed the first half of this book more, I feel like this would be a 5 stars. But it just missed out because I was bored for the first part of it until it all started kicking off. Not just with the main plot line, but like there is a twist in this that I think if you'd have put in any other book, I'd have been like, you are literally just saying this because you don't want what has happened in past events to happen. But there were 2 instances in this book where I was like, oh my goodness, like visceral reaction. 2 instances. One is quite close to the end, and the things that we think have happened haven't happened. Or they have happened, but there is a way around it. And then the second time was at the very, very end, where there is a series of events. I'm being very vague because I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a series of events that happen right at the end of this book that I was like, that can't be it. Like, there's no way that that could, like, some of the events, I was like, that's believable. But how all of the events happened, I was like, that can't happen. That can't happen. Otherwise, how are we here? How do we have this information? Because if you've never read these books, they are told in a series of, like, countdown clocks and, like, radio transcripts and surveillance footage transcripts as well, where they're, like, typing up what they can see is happening because there's no sound. That is the same on the first book as well. And it's basically told past tense, but it's present for us. But there's like little notes. I don't know if I can find one. Right at the start would be a good place to look. Like there's little notes, like here, like briefing note, which is basically whoever's writing all this down saying like, oh, this is what happened here, or this happened and we have managed to get this even though there's no audio, stuff like that, right? So obviously this data from this whole book, and the first book, but this whole book right now has come from somewhere. They've read it from somewhere. So I knew the events that were happening could not have happened. And thank goodness they hadn't actually happened. So yeah, first book down for the month. I'm not going to count this for TBR Quest. I originally said that we can carry books over. I was pretty sure we could, but I have been told in the Discord that I cannot, which is fine. So no rereads, no carryovers, which means I can't count the first binding as a prompt, but that's fine. Either way, we've done this, we've crossed this off, and I still haven't announced my 6th prompt to my team, but by the time this comes out, I'm gonna do it. I was also kind of waiting on the author to come back to me. But the premise of the Magical 6th point is that every team will have a team book. I don't remember if I said this earlier. If I have, here's the information again. And every team captain is going to pick a book. I suggested everyone picks an indie book. I know Madison has, and I know I have. I don't know if JR has. At this moment in time, but the book that I am going to try and encourage everyone to read is Godfrey's Crusade. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know I have been reading this forever. And I know I've literally just said that I can't carry books over. However, I'm literally going to start this book again because you can do that. You can DNF a book and start it again. I'm going to start this book again for the 3rd time, and we are going to read it this month. We are going to encourage other people to read it. It's going to be a fun old time. I've reached out to the author as well as of this moment and just said, like, I want this to be my team book. It's going to be my team book. If you're interested in, like, I don't know, doing a sale for it or something, that'd be really cool. Or if you want to work with me and do a giveaway, that's also really cool. So as of this moment in time right now, I do not have an answer to that. But this is my choice. I'm a little bit sad because it's not on KU, so people will have to buy it. But this is why I'm trying to wait for the author to come back to me to say whether they're happy to do like a sale or a giveaway or something, because I want more eyes on this. Because this author, Mark Howard, if you do not know, is a lovely human being, and I really get on with him. And he also sent me maps to this world, which is incredible. And I want to just kind of shout about his book, even though I haven't read it, but encourage other people to read it with me. So that's what we're going to do. Godfrey's Crusade is my choice for that. I don't know if I'm going to pick this. No, I'm not going to pick. I already said I'm not going to pick this up this week. And I'm going to stick to that. We're going to pick this up either next week or the second week of August. And we're going to read it then. But yeah, I finished a book in August. My goal is to cross off quite a few books in my already currently reading list as well. So, I think I said earlier, I'm gonna probably concentrate on books that I have started already and try and get them finished over the next couple of days. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. Let me have a look and see what's on my currently reading list. Because I'm gonna pick something. Obviously, I'm still listening to the first binding, but I want to physically read, which is amazing because I haven't felt like that in the longest time. Oh, I could finish The Last Murder at the End of the World. That could be a good one. Don't really want to get too much into Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. Those are two very chunky books. And realistically, I have tomorrow and Sunday to read the books that I want to finish. Or I could... Oh, Gog Magog. I never finished that. That's an art copy. Griever's Blood. That's an art copy. I never finished that. There's a couple of things I can read. I don't really know what's shouting out at me at the minute. Not Children of Time. Right, there's a couple of options there. I need to pick one. And then we will read. I probably won't come back again today, I've got to be honest, because there's no way in heck I'm going to finish any of these books. Like, I have not got like 100 pages left in any of these books. I just need to pick one to cross off, which is what I'm going to do. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna go have a look at my shelves and I'm gonna make the decision, I think. And also try and get in contact with Jack and see where he is, because he should have been home by now, but I don't know what's happening. So yeah, go me. I finished a book already this month. It is a carryover. Literally, like I said, these next now 3 days are going to be just me trying to cross at least one more thing off my currently reading list before I start a whole new host of books, and then we will be fully concentrating on the readathon. So this video isn't really TBR Quest. What is it the kids are saying now? Coded? Feeling old. But I'm still going to talk about TBR Quest because obviously I am. I'm very excited and I want this to kind of propel me forward into the month of reading. And we never know. There is also the chaotic part of me that can't talk, where I might just pick up my new Karen M. McManus book or something else that I've got on my list that I could fit into any of these prompts. So that's what we're going to look at. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to come back and talk to you tomorrow. This vlog is going to be so long. And I will try and get different views of my absurdly messy house as well. So that you're not just seeing me sat here or upstairs. Don't really know where else I will film, but we will see. That's also a goal. Maybe I'll set myself a little video goal every week as well. Until I've been by myself and I haven't spoken to anyone. Jesus. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll set a video goal. So, if you're watching this vlog and you've got any ideas on video goals that I could do, something as simple as filming in different locations, let me know in the comments. Give me some ideas. Because I want to do that. Right, I'll come back and talk to you tomorrow, because otherwise I'll be here forever. Okay, bye! Hello! Happy Friday! Why do I do that every time? Why do I not check the day? I look disgruntled, I apologise. I'm a little pineapple tuft. It is late in the day. I have only, well, I've just uploaded a video to go live tomorrow. A vlog. Oh my gosh, like I'm doing stuff. Who'd have thought? I'm hoping next week it's a little bit cooler up here so I can film some more videos, because I have a video to go live next week, so I have enough content if this goes well. I will have enough content for 2 videos next week, and then I just need to keep that momentum going. I think the week after it might change slightly, because I don't actually know what day I'm meant to be posting. I need to check. For my Spiffbo semi-finalist, need to check that. But there might just be like, it might not be the same days that I upload 2 videos. Let's just be honest, that's what I mean. But I have good news, I finished another book. I finished my final Spiffbo read, which I will tell you all about when I film my Spiffbo video. But that does mean that I've crossed off another book off of my currently reading list, so we have knocked that down slightly, which is good going for me. I'm very proud of myself for just doing this, actually, because I have wanted to kind of tackle things, and also today I was so, I'm gonna say strict, but it's not necessarily the right word. I was so on it today with the fact that I was like, oh, I'm not going to bed until I have finished this book. I read 70% of this book today, and it was tough. It was tough. Again, I'll tell you, you'll know which book this is when I do my video, but this was the last book that I read, and the first 50% of it I just was not gelling with. The writing was good, but I just was not gelling with it. And then at the end I was like, actually this is pretty cool, like happy days. I have now only got 21 books on my currently reading list, which is a lot better. Like, it still sounds like a lot because it is a lot, but it's also not. Like, it's not. So yeah, I've now finished 2 books in 2 days, the first 2 days of August. If I can keep if I can keep this momentum going, can you imagine if I could read like a book every day? I will not be reading a book every day, but can you imagine if I did that? If I did like 31 books in 31 days? I'm not going to do that. But if I did want to attempt it, I have got some short books that I need to read. 2 short God Eater books. Actually, I've got 4 Rob J. Hayes books, all that are quite short. I've got a novella arc from Stephen Orion that I could read, so there's already 5 books. So if I wanted to, I could. I'm just not going to hold myself to that. If I end up doing it, that'd be pretty cool. And then you can come back to this moment and be like, oh my gosh, just predicted it. But we're not going to hold ourselves to that, because that sounds like a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. So I now am going to go to bed. Jack's not coming home, which is fine, but I want to go and have a quick shower, which is what I've been doing every night before getting into bed because it is so warm. And then I kind of feel clean to go to bed. And then tomorrow morning I need to get up and now pack to stay over at Jack's mum's house, plus take some extra clean stuff so he can actually have clean stuff to go to wear tomorrow, because he's just gonna turn up at her house. Poor woman. And then we're gonna have a barbecue. I'm gonna take my Kindle with me tomorrow. I really enjoyed reading on my Kindle actually today. I really enjoyed that. Like, I had my stand set up earlier, I was reading on that, and then I went downstairs because it got too hot up here, and then I was just holding it and reading, and it was just like I flew through the final like 50% of that book that I read today. Like, flew. Didn't even clock my pages. So good. Really enjoyed that. I've missed that feeling. Like, the feeling where you're like, oh my gosh, I've actually gotten to the point where like I'm now at 70%. Oh, now I'm at 80%. And like just flying through, which is really good. Short chapters also help. But yes, go me. I finished another book. I don't know what I'm going to read now. I kind of want to start reading some stuff that I'll actually count towards my, you know, goals for this month for TBR Quest. And I'm in a couple of minds because I have to start it today. Well, not today, but I have to start it this month in order for it to count. So I have a couple of options. So I've already mentioned Such Charming Liars as a potential. And then, so that'll be out of my normal genre because it's a mystery thriller. I could be good and start Legacy of Steel by Matthew Ward, which is book 2 in the Legacy trilogy. If I wanted to be good, I could start this because I need to read it for the live show. We haven't picked a date yet, but it's a chunky boy, so I really need to read this. And this takes place a year after the first book. Or I could go completely out of left field and read something that is also out of my comfort zone but could also fit for animal on the cover, because this is a cow. And I could read Butter by Asako Yuzuki. I really hope I'm saying that right. Which is a translated book. I have seen this everywhere. And one of Jack's colleagues was reading it and through him told me that I should check this out. And I feel like it would be a really interesting read. So do I just say sod it and read Butter and experience this for myself? It's only 452 pages. And if it's good, I could like whiz through it. Is it? I don't think it'll give me nightmares. I'm not tired, you see. I kind of want to stay up and read. But I don't really want to read anything too... Taxing's not the right word. But if this is about murders, but I don't think it's going to be that horrific. You know? Like, it's not a horror. This isn't classed as horror. There are two things that I simply cannot tolerate: feminists and margarine. I might just say sod it and pick this up instead. I like being chaotic. And it will count, because there's an animal on the cover. So, yeah, I think I'm going to pick this up. And just be chaotic, because I can. I'm going to go shower. I feel disgusting. But yeah, and then I'll take my Kindle with me tomorrow. Or I'll take Butter now, because I'm starting something new. Ugh. I've really enjoyed these past couple of days where I've been reading things that I have started and doing good, but I have missed that feeling of just starting a brand new book. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna go do. I'm gonna see you later. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Well, hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow before I leave, all being well. If not, I will chat to you on Sunday when we come back. I reckon Jack's got band practice tomorrow, so we can have a chat then. I'll see you then. Bye. Hello everyone and happy Monday. So I am here to finish off this very short vlog for me. It's not movie length, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I do have a slight reading update. I did pick up Butter. I did not come back and talk to you before I went away, and then Jack didn't end up going to band practice last night, so we literally ended up going to Jack's parents' house earlier on Saturday morning than originally planned. We were going to go for the afternoon, but because Jack was already there, I turned up earlier with clothes for him to wear, because I am a good girlfriend. And then, yeah, we had the barbecue with his family, and it was really nice. We played some games, so we ended up playing on the Switch with his family, which was really good. And I'm going to plug you in so I can carry on talking with no fear that you're going to cut off, because pain of my life. So we ended up playing on the Switch, and that was good. I only got a little bit competitive, and we ate good food. It was really good fun. Had birthday cakes. It was his dad's birthday. Slept over. Got up Sunday, went and looked at furniture, which I think he's ordered, but I'm not 100% sure. And then we came home, and yeah, Jack was meant to be out yesterday. He was meant to be out in the evening for band practice. They ended up not doing it, which kind of meant that we just chilled out downstairs, which was really nice. And we had a dippy kind of like picky tea because we ended up having Greg's really late in the afternoon. And we tried the new M&S chicken Caesar dip. If you haven't tried that, it's so good. Really enjoyed that. But yeah, so it was a really nice evening, afternoon thing. Nice to chill with Jack, which we don't get to do a lot at the minute. But I have read some of Butter. I'm not as far in as I would like. I'm 60 pages in. I have been picking this up periodically throughout the weekend. The chapters are so long. In this book there are only 16 chapters, and like every chapter is like 30 plus pages, so I'm finding that kind of difficult to gel with at the minute because the chapters are so long and I'm reading this physically. I will be counting this as out of my normal genre because I think I can find another book easily with an animal on the cover, but this is so far out of what I knew it was going to be based in real life, and I knew there was no fantasy elements obviously, but it is so real life. It's crazy. Like, I didn't expect it to be so in depth of getting to the point, I suppose, is the easiest way to do it. So the point of this book is that we are following our main character Rika, who is a journalist, and she's trying to get this killer to open up to her so she can have a story. And I wasn't expecting, although it makes sense, I wasn't expecting it to be so difficult for her to kind of like get into the prison and have these conversations. Like, I just didn't think about it really. But I am enjoying it. It is very, very different to what I've been currently reading, so I think this is going to be a good one, and it is interesting. It's not going by as fast as I thought it would, and that's okay, but I want to make sure that I am still staying on track and I am still reading, so this will be carried over into next week as you're watching this, but this week for me as I'm filming this, along with the first binding, which I have been listening to. Again, it doesn't count for TBR Quest, but I need to read it, and then I can count the sequel. And I have 12 hours and 17 minutes left on 1.8 speed. So hopefully I will listen to that on the way into work, on the way back from work, maybe when I'm at work, maybe if I start pottering around the house later to do householdy stuff. Don't know. But yeah, this first binding carried over into next week, and then we'll go from there. But that is my first vlog for TBR Quest. The first, what is it, 5 days? Wow, 4 days, and then we will carry on with this day in the next vlog. So if you have enjoyed this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. Really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below whether you're taking part. Remember, you can still join TBR Quest. Today is the last day. If you're watching this on the 5th of August, today is the last day that you can join. The link is down below. Come and join us. It is a lot of fun, and come and knock at least 5 books off your TBR. It's going to be fun. I'm having fun. I'm just enjoying being able to read again. I'm being encouraged to read again. That's the main thing. And I will say some of the people on my team are already smashing it. Like, they've already read like over the 5 books, which is beyond me. But yeah, if you want to take part, like I said, the link is down below. If you want to leave me a comment to say that you are here, say hi. Let me know if you're going to be taking part in TBR Quest. If you just want to leave me an emoji, leave me any yellow emojis for Butter. And if you want to see more of me and keep up with the videos I'm uploading this month and onwards, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I'm trying to upload at least twice a week this month, and hopefully I will get back into the swing of things and carry that on into the rest of the year. And I've been a bit sporadic this year, but I want to get back into the swing of things. I want to be bringing you reading content, and now Spiffbo is kicking off again. I will have Spiffbo reviews to bring you as well as I read them. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and get notified and all that fun stuff. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!